Hey guys, welcome back to SatHERdays with Shalimar J. So we've got behind the scenes, after the show, behind the scenes, where we continue the conversation for the guests from the morning. And this morning we have Ms. Janice Vance. And as I said earlier, I call her Dr. Janice Vance. If you missed the airing of the show, you got to go on and preach the word worldwide network. You can go to their website, ptwwntv.com, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch the show. But I'm going to bring Miss Janice back on with us so that we can continue our conversation. Miss Janice, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this is the part that we continue after the show, behind the scenes, raw, unedited. We just talk a little bit more because there's still so much more to talk about. And so sometimes the individuals who are watching this portion of Girl Embrace It TV weren't able to watch SatHERdays with Shalimar J at 9 in the morning. They may have missed it, but I still want to give them something so that they can have what I call for every guest, depending on who the guest is. In this case, it's the Janice Vance experience. And oh my Lord, y'all, she shared her testimony with us about how God basically performed a miracle on top of a miracle on top of a miracle. To sum it up, and I don't really want to sum up the testimony, but I will because we're going to talk a little bit more about other things. But in essence, Miss Janice died, just as clear as death is. Obviously, she's still not dead because she's alive and well and talking to us today. So that is where the miracle came into place. You know, she went for a procedure. The procedure was done, went to go to therapy and rehab. She saw the white light. She talked to the nurse and let the nurse know, I'm dying, you know, in essence, talk to my family. And she was back 3 days. Something about the number 3 on the 3rd day. Oh my. But yes, and so she's live, she's alive, she is well, she is blessed, she is grateful, she's humble, and she's
Yes, I
doing big
am.
things for the kingdom. She's got a book out, and we will talk a little bit about the book. She's helping us married folk major in our marriage. You all, my first time meeting her, which was just a matter of a couple weeks ago, we only had interaction for a little over an hour, sort of like what we're going through right now. And I was like, I was in class, and I'm so serious, y'all. I was like, I have a question.
You sitting there raising your hand.
I was for real too. If you want to watch the episode, you can. You just make sure that you go back for the SatHERdays with Shalimar J episode with Miss Janice Vance. So of course, obviously right now, if you're looking at this, you're already on YouTube at the Girl Embrace It YouTube channel. So just search, you're able to see that live videotaping of the episode and the segment that I had with Miss Janice Vance. So you can learn a little bit more about her, but that's enough with me talking. Miss Janice, come on now, talk to us some more. We were just really going over the goodness of God and how absolutely amazing He is. You were
Yes.
talking about how, you know, there's that analogy of the graveyard being the richest place because people go there with all their ideas and all of their, I guess, their
Dream.
and their, yes. So keep talking to us.
Yes, I believe that we all on purpose for all of us have purpose in life. And say, I don't know what's my passion, my gift, but we all have a purpose. So seek God for your purpose. And those been desiring to do those things because death is real. And when death hits you, death hits you. You don't have time for it. You don't have time for anything. And I definitely like to encourage women. I mean, we wear a lot of hats. We're trying to be the wife. We're trying to be the mother. We're trying to be the lady in the church. trying to do this, we're trying to do that. And a lot of times we don't find out that, well, when I get my children grown, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Find your
Mm-hmm.
purpose now. Find your
Amen.
purpose now. Don't wait till you get grown. Don't wait till your
Right.
children get out of the house before you and your husband spend time with. You and your husband need to still date, because what will happen? Your children to get out of the house. You and your husband be sitting at the table looking at each other, asking them,
Mhm.
what's your name? Well, what you do? Well, what you enjoy? You don't even know each other.
Help us,
So
Miss
fulfill
Janice.
your God-given purpose. I knew that I wanted to walk in my purpose, and I felt that I was in it by starting this marriage coaching. Not saying that I'm an expert in marriage. By no means, I'm not, because I'm not the same person. I married when I was 3 months from being 19.
Oh wow.
I just turned 1. So I'm not the same. My husband's not the same person.
Right.
We're forever learning each other. So you're learning and you're growing. That's not a bad thing. And we're majoring. So I want to encourage women to continue to major. Stop saying you have a perfect marriage. It might be perfect in your eye because that's what
Mm-hmm.
you immune to. We're not throwing pants at each other. Oh, the bills are paid, but it's lacking that communication, that that affection. All of those things are very marriage. So means am I an expert? But I do want to encourage women as I go on this journey, make my marriage a thriving marriage. I want to take women along with me. I want them to
Mm-hmm.
know that is the key, that prayer is the key. To still date. You wanted to date, so why do you have to stop dating now? Why you have to take dating off the? So God spared my life.
You know, I think sometimes.
He spared my life.
No, go ahead.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I was saying to go ahead. God spared your life.
God spared. Yeah, God spared my life to continue walking my purpose. Because had I not came back, like when I look back, that I had not fully. I, I retired from working at the federal court. So I retired, and when I retired, I was working. I had my own schedule. It didn't feel like work. So when I look back, I see that there was more. There was more for me in doing. And I guess that book was one of the things that I had to
Mm-hmm.
talk to the married women, talk to those that are single women that are vulnerable. They're taking care of, trying to make a triangle fit in a square. It's my soulmate.
Oh, you started to break up again, Miss Janice.
And you just trying to make it because you looking at
I heard you say, this my
it's
soulmate.
okay.
But you know what? Even if that part missed, I heard you say I need a man to be complete. So that's a good place to continue starting from. So I need a man to be complete. And one thing I want to throw
You,
in there real quick before you continue from there, some women, they're taking care of a man and it ain't even theirs. And
not
they
even
feel like
theirs.
what I have to offer. Can I speak from a personal place? I'm gonna go here real quick.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
um, And that wasn't what came to mind when you said that, and I said, okay, sometimes women, take care of someone else's man. I didn't have the thought about what I'm about to share right now until just now. But for myself, and I'm using this because sometimes when people are listening to others give advice or suggestions, it's kind of like, well, okay, you just tell me what you think, or you're giving me like the textbook version of what you should say in these types of situations. Yeah, I got a degree in
Right.
psychology. I do. I have a master's degree in psychology, and I did that because I just wanted to understand things from a different and deeper perspective. But I'm not using that right now. I'm talking about from experience, right? Me
Right.
married, not now, my marriage, the first to go around, there were multiple women who felt like they could do better. And
Mm-hmm.
they also wanted my position. I was the pastor's wife, and I'm the preacher, and I'm laying hands on folks and prophesying and all these things. And they wanted that too. They wanted what it in the package of what they thought came with. Little did they know what was happening at home, right?
Right.
And so the
Right.
idea was I could do better than that. I can, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I see how she's handling this man. I'm going to do that and then some. And so you find it where women are oftentimes watching what another woman is doing for their spouse, let's just say for their husband, and then
Right.
wanting to do it and do it better. And so what happens is the thought process is, how can I do better than that woman for that
That
man so that I
is
can have him? And so now you
exactly.
start making plans for someone else's man. And there's nothing wrong with desiring a man, because we should, but not that one, because that ain't yours, right?
That's not yours.
It's not,
Right.
and a married man is not off the market, right?
Right.
And so I
Right.
just from my and hearing it, I've had, now this is the tough part, Miss Janice. How about really testing your Holy Ghost, as folks say, when the woman who was the woman that your husband had an affair with, and they come to you and tell you that they did and why they did it and what was going on, and say, please pray for me. How many would, right?
Wow.
Well, I had to. And I'm going to tell you what happened
Wow.
for me. I was walking by, now I was at my church, and this young lady was at the altar, and I saw her. And I was walking, my armor bearer was walking behind me, and I heard the Lord say, now, would I do that? I was
Wow.
like, right now, I'm just trying to go to the restroom. Now, I didn't put her out the church, but would I do that?
Wow.
So I had to go back because I professed that I was a certain caliber of woman. God, I'm going to do things the way you would do them. I'm going to
Wow.
love your people the way that you would love them. And I had to go either against the word or with the word. And I had to choose to go with the word and put flesh aside, because the fact of the matter is, for a person to go that low, they need help. There can't be
Yes. Yeah.
an individual who's right in the mind, the heart, the spirit to go
Right.
that low, because that's a low place to go.
That is
And so
low.
that's where yeah, it is. And so when I say that you got women out there that are wanting men that are not theirs, I've had women want mine and had them. So it was I want and then I had. But the fact of the matter is, they need help. They need somebody to talk to them like you, Miss Janice, before and even sometimes during, depending on where they are. Baby, this is how you
Right.
prepare for your husband, for your
Right.
husband. This is what you
Right.
do. You don't have to buy a person's love. You don't have to
Yeah.
take from somebody else because you're so eager to have what you
Right.
want. This is the
Exactly.
biblical way to do this thing. So, what you are doing, helping women to major in marriage before, will you marry me? Before
Yes.
I think I want a husband, at the point when I say yes, during the
Yeah.
time that you're preparing, when
Yeah.
you've already said I do. And the thing that you were talking about that really hit home for me not like hit home in the sense that I've had the experience, but it was like, whoa, okay. It made me look at through sickness and health different, because it's obvious. Okay, when I'm sick, you're gonna be there. You know,
Right. Right.
and when I'm not sick, you're gonna be there, no matter how sick I
Right.
get. You know,
Right.
but when you were talking about how your experience made you want to do, in essence, even the more in your marriage and do better in marriage, not that you were doing bad, but it
Right.
was like an eye opener, that like that was for real sickness, like you sickness
Yeah.
to death, death done parted y'all and then brought y'all back together. Now, God dog it, if that
Yeah.
ain't adhering to a vow, I don't know what that is.
Yes.
But when you said that, I was like, wow, this isn't so, oh, my husband, from a wife's perspective, had a stroke. I got to work with him. I got to help him. My husband had a heart attack. I'm going to be there. Like sometimes you think about those things like, okay, that's the sickness part. Or, he's
Right.
really sick. He's dealing with like some terminal illness, but you can't walk. You're not aware of what's going on. You're trying to figure out, you're in a coma. You, Death is what's being spoken. And
Yes.
husband was declaring the opposite.
Yes.
If the shoe were on the other foot,
Absolutely.
wife needs to speak the opposite. No, God, the word says her work isn't done. His work isn't done. And that really did something for me. I learned yet another thing from you about how you look at through sickness.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
husband did a wonderful thing. And I don't even think he was trying to be wonderful. He
Absolutely.
just wanted his wife.
He's one
He
on
he
his
just
wife
wanted
back.
Trinity to be with him. That was it. Lord, don't take her from me. I want my wife. He wasn't trying to be great and wonderful and show how connected he is to God, or watch me do this. It wasn't even about that. It
Right.
was about the love and the vow and the commitment.
Right. Yes.
Amazing.
Oh,
All right, keep going. I went over that,
yes.
but continue if you will.
But yes, but that I very happy. And when I wrote the book, as I would write it, I began more because I was doing what God had started back in January or February, dealing with me about writing that book. And
Mm,
I started feeling free. And book, you do your last page, you submit your transcript, you get it back, correction and all of that. And once I had my cover and everything, and I looked in, I said, God, to you. And I pray, I didn't write this book for the book to be a dust cover, and write it to be just to be an author. I write it that someone would take away from this book, to take away that they can't have a thriving marriage, they can't wait, they can grow and walk in purpose. They don't have to wait on their children to get grown to get out of the house, and not to take their vision and their goals to the grave. And that no matter what you have on your planner, no vision board picture is there. I remember laying in the hospital room when a doctor came in my room after I had been transferred to a regular room, and she asked me my hand, and I told her, yeah. She said, you're a walking miracle. And she said, for two reasons. She said, God woke up so you can get you some help. And the other one, she said, I'm the doctor that took care of you. I was the one that hated to tell your family the machine was breathing 100% for you. She said, a lot of people come off ventilators with a lot of side effects, brain damage. She said, you have no brain damage.
mhm.
Brain. And I was like, okay, I remember this, remember that. And I'm thankful and grateful. Remembered everything. And she said, she came in my room a couple of times. She decided, what are you doing? Your surgery, did the surgery, he'll be in. But they found out that pain medicine that they had me on in rehab was too strong for my body. And they
Mm.
said it was like a person who had, that's
Oh,
what had happened.
wow.
And they said my heart shut down. I have been nosing, you know how some people can take certain medicine,
Right.
but I couldn't, like a Benadryl the first time in, but that was years ago. But I guess certain medicine I was too strong. But God allowed
Mhm.
me and gave me Shalimar, and to that I am forever grateful. He has blessed me, and I thank him for it. I thank him for how my family supported me, my first lady, how they were there for me praying, and how my is my first lady, and how she would pour so much into me and would see so much potential in me. And what you
Mhm.
gonna do this? I didn't see that. And now I'm walking in some of those. After all this happened, doors are just being opened, and people are purchasing my book that I don't even know. People are reaching out to me saying their first show, and that's what it's all about. I have never been one just wanted to be in the spotlight. I am just grateful that I'm touching, that people can see God is real, and He's still working miracles. He's still where
Yeah.
still a miracle worker. He's still working no matter what it is. And I'm just trusting Him and believing Him for whatever. And God has brought me a long ways. I'm talking about and I'm walking. I have not driven a car and a doctor just released me because I had to go. I wasn't turning my neck. He wanted me in a ride.
Wow.
And now I can drive.
Right.
And my husband knows up early in the morning practice. So I gotta start practicing. My husband don't want me just to get out there. I gotta start my driving classes. Still majoring in my marriage,
Awesome.
trying to do the right
Awesome.
thing. Give me no keys. I'm like, give me them keys. I'm just getting in the car and I'm finna go ride. But uh,
Well, Miss Janice,
I'm
when
majoring in
was
my
this? When did
marriage.
all this happen?
Huh?
When did all of this happen? That the surgery, how long ago was this?
I had my surgery on August the 5th. I was discharged and went to the rehab on August the 9th.
Wait, 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 wait. You mean like this August that just this year August?
August last year. So it's been a year,
Okay, because
over a
I was
year.
about to be like, I'm about to throw
August,
everything I got.
August,
Oh,
August 29th,
but it's still
August
exciting.
5th, 2019. August 5th, 2019, I had my surgery. On August the
Okay,
9th, I was discharged from home and went to the rehab.
right. Wow.
It's been over a year. I haven't been driving,
Wow.
and I was like this. I'm turning my neck, and I had my appointment with my doctor a few weeks ago, and he released me. I'm doing good. I had my X-ray. God is just good. He's just good. He's good. Your
He's
testimony,
amazing.
and I see that connected. But it's God
Yep.
orchestrate things.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
something how He orchestrates things. It's amazing.
I would and okay, let me tell you this other thing. I have been off of social media for some time, right? And when Girl Embrace It
Okay.
TV came about and the Lord told me to do it, it came, for me at least, out of the blue. Like, what? I found myself really counseling, mentoring, encouraging women. They were calling me, I need a voice of reason, and I kept finding myself saying, girl, embrace it. And
Mhm.
after it was a few times, I'm like, Lord, okay, this is the language arts teacher in me. Repetition it means something. So why do you have me constantly saying this girl embrace it thing?
Right.
And fast forward, he said, because it's going to be a show. And I'm like, a show? And then I go back and I'm thinking, from all my life, literally from elementary school to my first 2 years in college, it was nothing but theater and film and television. I went to performing arts schools and I was learning the craft, thinking it was for one thing, but he wanted me to use it for something else all those years
Right.
ago. So then he was telling me to go back onto Facebook, create the Girl Embrace It Facebook page so that everything can get started. Because between Facebook and Instagram and other avenues of social media and referrals is how I was going to be introduced to these women. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, I didn't even know where to go. And when I went to Facebook, it was so different from
Right.
the last time I was on there. So I created the page at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I began creating it. I came across you, and I still to this day, other than it being God, don't know how because I did not search for anybody who I knew. I
Right.
didn't link previous friends to it. I didn't, request friends of friends that I already had. I just went on there and I typed like something I liked. I think it was like Tasha Cobbs. And I typed her up and
Yeah.
I friended her, and then pictures of faces started popping up. And I was requesting that. And I was watching a recording, or I guess maybe it was a replaying or something of one of your sessions. And I was like, oh, what's this lady talking about? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then the next day, it was earlier in the evening hour. It wasn't 2 in the morning. I went back on to do the same thing. I'd already requested you and you accepted it. And then you were talking about, I don't know, do you have a daughter?
Do miracle.
Okay, I think she was responding or something like congratulating her mom or the journey, your book or whatever it was, in the chat, and I was like, oh, she's writing a book. So I said congratulations in there, and you said my name, and you're like, well, hello, welcome. And
Yeah.
that same day, I don't know what happened, my whole page, Facebook deleted it, and I was like, I did all that work, all these hours, I created this page, and you mean to tell me, Lord, I did this for it to be deleted? I waited a couple of weeks, finally went back at it again, went back on there. I went about it a different route. I changed the name, and I then decided, okay, I'll reach out to family. Because I think maybe my mind was thinking maybe because I was getting all these people I didn't know, somebody was like, I don't even know this chick and she's trying to friend me. So I started off with family. And then I began to, look at other people and request the friends of the family so that there would be an obvious reason for a reach out and connection. And it went
Right.
smoothly from there. Your name, Miss Janice, popped up. Brand new page. Your name, your face. I was like, I think that's
Right.
the lady. And I clicked it and it was you. I was like, Lord, you didn't let me lose her. There has got to be a reason
Wow.
why. And I
Wow.
wanted to make sure it was the right person. So then I went to your page and I listened and I watched and I was like, yep, that's the lady. I'm like, I wonder. I mean, I'm sure she's got plenty of people who are her friends or whatever. She may not remember me, but I'm going to put a request in again, like I did the first time a few weeks ago. And I hope she's not like, okay, is this girl? Wait a minute, because then what is she playing around? But from there, and I watched, I listened, I read, I prayed about it. And when I reach out is with prayer for consideration. I really do say, okay, Lord, among other things that he brings to me to say to him in prayer, to make sure this is somebody he wants me to reach out to. Sometimes it's a matter of just obedience. And I know you know how this works. You're
Right.
doing what God says do. And it really was just about doing what he said. It's not about a result so much so as it is obedience. I want to see if you're just going to do what I tell you to do. I didn't tell you to do it, and then they're going to say, okay, I'll be on the show. It could have just been, I want you to know that I'm listening and I'm watching. And
Right.
I'm waiting on you to respond to me and do what I tell you to do, right? And
Right.
then sometimes I've learned just over life that I'll just use this as an example. If I reached out to you and I said, I'm interested in having you on the show, the Lord led me to you, so forth and so on, and you never reply, you might have needed me to reach out
Mm-hmm.
to you so that you could feel like you were valid. Oh, wow,
Mm-hmm.
somebody is watching me. It could have been God saying, all right, now, you're not going to get on the show, but people are watching. Get your life together. I
Mm-hmm.
needed to reach out, not for me, but for you, and something that's for you between you and him. I'm out of the
Right.
equation. So I know, as I was saying earlier, that he leads me, he directs me, he guides me. But when it comes to you, Miss Janice, it was so funny to me. Like I said, I was like, oh, you didn't let me lose it, Lord. And here we are. Here
Here
we
we
are.
are.
And I never knew. I didn't know. My God, how God has, I didn't know, Lord. But I
Yeah.
thank him. I'm so grateful for your story. And some people are stingy with their testimony. And some
Right.
people are afraid to share because of
Right.
pride. And, they are oftentimes,
Right.
sometimes people just wonder if people will look at them differently. And it is true. Everything is not for every ear. Every ear isn't meant to hear. And this is why,
Right.
in all things, you need to, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? Is this the
Mm-hmm.
direction I need to go? And as long as you are hearing him, and there's a process to know. We were talking about this on the last show about the importance of constant communication so that you know when it is God speaking.
Exactly.
And when you know it's him and he tells you to share it, my Lord, I'm telling you, Miss Janice, you did a thing for me today. Um,
Well, I appreciate it.
I believe I did well keeping
I,
my composure,
and
but
you blessed me too. You blessed me.
uh, thank you. I'm glad I did. I
You got
mean,
me up here.
I was too, and you know what's funny, Miss Janice? I was like, my mascara and my eyeliner. I don't want to go into the second segment and it's like black strip because they're not gonna understand why. So in my head, I had this little internal monologue going on. So I'm like, okay, push the tears back up this
E-
way. Oh,
Exactly. Exactly.
but I love
Wow.
you with the love of Christ. I really do, and I'm grateful for you. I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing for women.
Thank
Uh,
you.
it's yeah. It's a good thing, man. It's a great thing. Y'all,
I'm so,
please.
I'm so glad he connected us.
I am. And there will not be a disconnection. I'm here to say that. I'm saying
It
it and
won't.
it's recorded,
I
so it
already
ain't
know
going
that.
nowhere. Yes, ma'am. But you all who are watching, go to our website. I mean, it's posted, janicevance.com. Purchase the book. It isn't even about just buying it just because you can go, I want to buy her a book so she can get some money and buy. No, you need the book.
Right.
Every woman. It's like, it's not even a book that's specific to a certain kind of woman, except it be that you
Absolutely.
are a woman who is absolutely like, I will never marry again and God will show you otherwise. But I'm just saying, or I'll never get married ever. Don't say what you won't do because he will show you what you will do. But it is for every woman, literally. And I'm even going to say those mothers who have daughters who are in high school, they're seniors, they're dating, maybe even juniors if you allow them to. That is, and Miss Vance just told y'all she got married young.
Yes.
If I go back to my 18-year-old self, I thought I was gonna get married at 18 too. How about that? Because
Wow.
that man was the it and everything else. So why not prep them now? Because that's around the time, they call them high school sweethearts for a
Really.
reason.
Exactly.
And they need to know what the expectations are and they need to know what to expect because the book doesn't just put you in a place of what I'm supposed to do. It sets a standard of what you should
Yeah.
receive as well. And it's a
Absolutely.
good read. It's good for young adults, mature women, immature women, seasoned women, older women, whatever you want to call yourself. Every
Yes.
woman it is applicable in some way, some shape, some form. Get the book. It won't hurt to just open it up and read it.
Amen.
You know what I just heard? Have you done this yet? Have you had like an open reading of your book where it's similar to that of a book club where you've got women who purchased your book and then they're able to sit down with you and dissect it chapter by chapter?
No, but by me just publishing and getting orders and everything, that is one of my goals. Because in my Facebook group, we have what we call once a month chat. It used to be a chewing chat because we just go to a local restaurant and just eat and talk. But now,
Mhm.
and we sit and we chat, and that's what for next year is to do that.
It's gonna work. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be bigger than you could ever imagine. And bigger doesn't always have to be quantity.
Wow.
It can be quality.
Right. Exactly.
You are going to open the
Exactly.
eyes and the hearts of so many women because there are a lot of women who are hurt, and they have shut down. And this book will
Have
allow
shut
them to
down.
open up their heart again, open their mind
Exactly.
to the idea and the concept of being a wife again,
Yeah.
open their eyes to look
Yes.
at a man in a way that's not negative. Oh my
Exactly.
God, I can see it. It's clear. It's
Because
gonna be.
Shalimar, there are so many married women married now,
Hmm.
cheating on the husband that they have now. Them
Yeah, yeah,
because they
yeah.
brought the
You're right.
hurt, the pain. They felt they could never gotten over it, and they brought all that into the next marriage, and that current husband paying for it. They can't be free. They can't let go and really open up. They talk to anybody. They didn't try to get help, and they might have thought that they were getting help, the help that they need to press forward.
That's
Going
right.
into another
Or
marriage, they needed more.
yeah,
They needed more.
they didn't get the right help.
And some women they can get over it, they didn't get the right help. Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely, absolutely,
What were you
absolutely.
saying? Some
It's been a
women what?
blessing. So, some women they they won't really understand. Oh,
Mhm.
they're gonna say, oh well, you should have waited till you got into the marriage, and they blaming them. Say, and some don't even know what's wrong with. Like, why am I
Mhm.
feeling this way? Why I don't feel free when I'm with my husband? Some
Right.
can't even really fully be intimate with their current husband
Hmm.
because of the someone letting them and making them feel less than a woman, feeling low.
Right.
And then you got, as you said, that think better than you, and they can step up to the
Hmm.
plate, and they're gonna be all they need. And then when they get them, then they down.
Right.
So then don't lower your value for a man. And God not gonna send you somebody else's man. He's not gonna
Mm-mm.
send us. He's not that type of God. Don't settle for less. Let God send you. You will know. And when you see those red flags, sometimes God red flags will be there, and a lot of women overlook them because they think, oh, I'll work on that when we get married. You can't change a grown man. Oh, I'm gonna change him.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah,
And
this no. Those red flags,
sometimes
you start really, really
those red
praying.
flags, the red flags come sometimes. They have, speak for me. The day of the wedding is the last chance. But pride will make you say, oh, but I don't want everybody to be like, oh, they not getting
What happened?
married and people don't spend their money and I done spent. I'm gonna just go ahead and. But the flag, God was like, hello. You didn't say yes yet. You didn't say I do. You didn't go before me and my
You got
people,
time.
and but you still be like, nah, I'm just gonna go. Even if it is at the midnight
Mm-hmm.
hour, right there. If the sign comes then,
Mm-hmm.
don't ignore the sign. Because then you done made a vow. And the Bible says.
You know, yes.
So no, I mean, what you gonna do? You know, if you are really for real about this God thing, this connection with Him thing, if you really believe in the
Yes.
words that are in the Word of God, you abide by them all. The Bible
Yes.
doesn't say I can get married today and just,
Yes.
just divorce whoever I want to and then get married 15 times just as I feel like it.
Right.
I
Right.
married you today and then tomorrow I'm like, oh, I don't even want you. Goodbye. Next. It don't
Right.
work like that.
Right. 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 Right.
So, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Janice, so if the sign, the red
You and
flag
you just got the red flag.
is waving
Y'all in
just as bright as this is
the
on
waiting
social media,
season.
don't ignore it. Take it from me. I didn't ignore. I made the red flag pink and thought I was gonna turn it white. And it got black. Okay. So don't do what I did. Listen, pay attention to the flag. That's a t-shirt, Miss
Yes.
Janice. Don't ignore the red flag.
Yes.
Woo!
Don't ignore the red flag.
That's a good place to end, y'all. Read the book, get the book. JaniceVance.com, Facebook group, Women Majoring in Their Marriage. Excuse me. The title of the book is Women Majoring in Marriage. So again, JaniceVance.com, Facebook, if you want to follow her there and join her group, is Women Majoring in Their Marriage. And the title of her new book is Women Majoring in Marriage. It's been real. Thank you so
Real.
much, Dr. Janice, for
So,
embracing everything that has come your way. I thank you for joining us on SatHERdays with Shalimar J. Until next time, girl, you keep embracing it, and your scars are beautiful. Why? Because they're your testimony. To God be the glory. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next week. Same place, same time, just a different day. Bye, guys.
bye. Thank you.